Serena fans, plug in, because this isn't your regular highlight reel. It's the raw side-court showdown hiding behind every shiny trophy. Right now, the Serena Williams' latest news doesn't start with Grand Slam cheer. It starts with a stunned gasp as Serena Williams and husband Alexis Ohanian stare down a diagnosis that yanks the ground right out from under them. A mystery lump on her neck, a frantic hospital dash. And suddenly the queen of comebacks is facing a new opponent that doesn't play by tournament rules. Before the doctors even finish the sentence, Alexis is fighting tears, and the couple's rock-solid routine flips into emergency mode. Then, curveball number 2, Alexis himself learns he's battling Lyme disease, swapping boardrooms for 4 bags and brain fog. Picture your favorite power duo trading the winner's podium for matching medical bracelets. Yeah, it's that intense. But here's the kicker. Every twist you're about to hear is fact, stamped and signed with zero rumor fluff. So why should you stick around? Because in the next few minutes, we're unpacking exactly how Serena Williams, the fiercest server in tennis, guarded her family, her body, and her sanity when back-to-back health scares try to break her. We'll trace the lightning-fast moves that kept her alive after a childbirth nightmare, reveal the truth behind that benign cyst, and show how Alexis turned from loudest cheerleader into the one who needed saving. Ready to see heroes get human? Then hit that like, dive into the drama, and decide for yourself whether this chapter beats any trophy speech. And by the end, you'll know the real cost of greatness, the fresh details fueling every Serena Williams scandal update, and the one question only you can answer, after everything they survived, what challenge could possibly come next? Before the neck lump and the Lyme bomb. The story of Serena Williams already read like an action movie. Born in Saginaw and raised on the cracked courts of Compton, she and Venus chased fuzzy yellow dreams under the blazing California sun while helicopters buzzed overhead. Their dad, Richard, carried a dog-eared 78-page plan that mapped every forehand, every scholarship, every dollar they would earn, and their mom, Oracene, kept snacks, water, and unshakable faith. At 14, Serena Williams turned pro, and by 17, she hijacked the 1999 U.S. Open, blasting through Martina Hingis to signal a new era. From that night on, power, pace, and pure grit defined her game. Off-court, her world exploded too. In Rome, 2015, she met Alexis at a tiny hotel breakfast table. He co-founded Reddit, knew nothing about tennis, and almost sat on the reserve chair Serena's team tried to guard. Fate loved the chaos. Fast forward through private dates, massive laughs, a fairy tale proposal back at the same hotel, and kind of New Orleans wedding that packs Beyoncé and Vogue into one guest list. In September 2017, little Olympia arrived after an emergency C-section that turned into a fight for Serena's life when blood clots attacked her lungs. She battled through surgeries in 6 bedridden weeks, then returned to finals the very next season, living proof that resolve bends but won't snap. Friends joked that she owned both the scoreboard and the emergency room. Yet nobody outside her circle saw the full receipt of bruises, stitches, and self-talk. Between 1999 and 2022, she captured 23 Grand Slam singles trophies and 4 Olympic golds, proving swagger could thrive in braids and neon catsuits, even while her knees quietly screamed. Each 120-plus mile, an hour Sir cracked another ceiling. But every celebration required ice packs, therapy bands, and fierce willpower that never clocked out. Friends joked that she owned both the scoreboard and the emergency room. Yet nobody outside her circle saw the full receipt of bruises, stitches, and self-talk. All of this history matters because it explains what was at stake when the Serena Williams' latest news broke about that benign branchial cleft cyst, and when the later Serena Williams scandal update exposed Alexis's Lyme diagnosis. This recap sets the stage for clash where trophies can't help, contracts don't matter, and the only prize is staying alive together. The day the neck lump showed up, Serena Williams was packing for a quick flight, tossing practice shoes and Olympia's coloring books into matching bags. She brushed her fingers across a tiny bump just under her jaw and froze. Classic Serena move? She called her doctor before the driver honked. Within hours, she sat under cold fluorescent lights, Alexis squeezing her hands so tight the nurse slid him a stress ball. Scans whirred. Doctor spoke in calm code, and the words benign branchial cleft cyst landed like an unexpected drop shot. The good news? Non-cancerous. The bad news? Surgery still loomed, memories of past clots flashed, and Alexis fought back tears he later called the hardest points of my life. That night, the couple curled on the couch and replayed every close call. Serena's childbirth battle in 2017 still lived loud in their heads. Olympia's heart rate dipped. Doctors cut. Healthy baby arrived. Then Serena's lungs tried to quit. Multiple blood clots threatened to steal her voice forever. She self-advocated, demanded a CT scan, and save her own life. The story became part of Serena Williams' latest news cycle back then, but living it was pure terror. Serena healed, returned to training, and promised never to ignore a whisper from her body again. Surgery day came fast. Serena walked in wearing compression socks, a nod to her clot history, and offered fist bumps to every nurse. The procedure lasted barely an hour. Alexis spent it pacing, refreshing sports scores, and clutching the wedding ring he had custom engraved with their Roman meet-cute coordinates. When the surgeon emerged with a thumbs up, Alexis felt the floor settle. He posted a simple line to social media: "My queen is fine," adding the tag Serena Williams' latest news so fans knew the facts. While her stitches healed, Serena swapped gym sessions for light walks with Olympia. She joked about adding a scar to her personal trophy case, ranked just below elbow tendons and above wisdom teeth. Alexis managed snack duty and business calls until crushing fatigue began creeping in. At first, he blamed jet lag. Then came muscle aches, brain fog, and nights where even breathing felt like dragging iron. Serena forced him to run labs. The result: Lyme disease. Tick-borne, sneaky, and stubborn. This diagnosis flipped everything. Treatment meant antibiotics, strict rest, and learning to pace, the opposite of Alexis's startup speed. On bad days, he shuffled across the living room, while Serena timed dozes and cracked jokes to keep the mood bright. On good days, they built lazy pillow forts with Olympia and streamed cartoons. Serena also dove into research, reading peer-reviewed papers between episodes of Peppa Pig. Because facts beat fear, she discovered early intervention shortened recovery and pushed Alexis to finish every pill. Weeks stretched into months. Alexis's symptoms swung like a slow pendulum. Better, worse, better, worse. Serena recognized a rhythm. It mirrored her own comeback waves: January finals, April rehab, July titles, September cryotherapy. She told him relapse is not defeat, it's data, and data can be hacked. Alexis laughed, noting that was the most tech-founder pep talk he'd ever heard. Together they tracked sleep, hydration, and step counts. They even built color-coded spreadsheets that would make any coach proud. Meanwhile, the press hunted for drama, but the pair stayed focused on raw reality. Serena's neck incision closed neatly. The biopsy confirmed no hidden danger. Alexis regained enough energy to bike short distances. Yet they agreed life needed a reboot. Serena set retirement in motion, crafting an exit that felt like a mic drop rather than a slow fade. She penned a personal essay, announced the U.S. Open would be her last dance, and made sure the Serena Williams scandal update mischief mill couldn't twist her words. During that farewell tour, every crowd roared, every sign read GOAT, and every serve carried extra wattage. Still, Serena's top priority stayed invisible: protect a healing husband watching from the player box. She installed shaded seating, arranged quick exits, and insisted reporters skip post-match marathons so she could race back to ice packs and antibiotic reminders. The balance looked impossible. But Serena Williams had spent decades multitasking fame, expectations, and double faults, so she found a match point. By the final night in New York, Alexis could stand during ovations without dizziness. Serena lost a tight third-round battle but walked off smiling, knowing the bigger scoreline favored her family. Back home, they reset goals. Alexis progressed to strength training. Serena ramped up Serena Ventures with calls aimed at funding women-led startups. The agenda felt fresh, yet health always stayed pinned to the top of every to-do list. Through winter, they built rituals: Sunday smoothie science, Monday PT circuits, Tuesday therapy check-ins. They repeated mantras: energy is earned, healing is a marathon, and yes, champions nap. Each update they shared online carried the SEO string Serena Williams' latest news and Serena Williams' scandal update, because they decided to own their story before clickbait sites could. That choice turned their timeline into a living guide for anyone juggling ambition and illness. Spring brought milestones. Alexis finished antibiotics. Follow-up tests showed the infection cleared. Fatigue lingered, but he could now chase Olympia around the yard without stopping. Serena scheduled her own yearly scans, blood work, ultrasound, cardiology review, knowing nothing feels routine after clots and cysts. Doctors gave her the all-clear, but she stayed on blood thinners during long flights because precaution trumps bravado. Summer meant travel. They visited Compton to show Olympia the courts where the legend started. Cracked asphalt, faded nets, same stubborn spirit. Serena served gentle lobs to her daughter, explaining footwork basics and life lessons. Listen to your body, speak up in hospitals, and remember courage can sound like asking one more question. Later that night, she slipped another Serena Williams' latest news post onto social media. A photo of the three of them smiling under graffiti tag lights. Caption: "Legacy begins here." Around this time, the business press tried to spin Alexis's Lyme as a distraction for his new investments. Serena responded with data, not drama, dropping another Serena Williams scandal update that laid out timelines, lab results, and recovery charts. She wasn't offending, she was educating. People reading the thread learned how a simple tick bite can derail a CEO, how early treatment matters, and how privilege still needs persistence. Fall delivered closure. Serena's neck scar softened into a faint line. Alexis crushed a charity ride, raising cash for patient research. Olympia started kindergarten, proudly telling classmates her parents are problem solvers. At home, Serena taped a printed list of emergency symptoms on the fridge: chest pain, swelling, shortness of breath. Alexis posted a separate sheet: brain fog scale, joint pain log, hydration goals. Friends teased their kitchen looked like a clinic, but it worked. No surprises snuck past the magnets. Another headline popped when Serena returned as a guest commentator at Wimbledon. She sounded sharp, funny, and fully at ease, plugging small businesses between breakdowns and backhands. Viewers loved the fresh vantage point, and health watchers noted she sat comfortably for hours without shifting her neck. When asked later how retirement feels, she grinned. Feels like 7 hours of sleep, and dropped the tag Serena Williams' latest news once more. As the year closed, the couple reflected on lessons won in a season without trophies. They learned that the scariest battles don't happen in stadiums, that love plus lab work equals survival, and that sharing facts beats whispering fears. They also noticed that every time they controlled their narrative, the noise faded faster. So they promised each other to publish future updates first, even if it means reposting another Serena Williams scandal update before breakfast. One overlooked moment came when Serena's physio noticed her neck rotation was smoother post-surgery than before, a quirky bonus that let her toss a practice ball with less strain. That tiny win made her laugh, and wonder if scars can upgrade superpowers. Alexis, still data-driven, built a simple app that pings him when heart rate or step count signals a Lyme flare. He calls it their health radar, and the couple now test it together on walks, turning recovery into a friendly challenge. They bet fruit smoothies on daily streaks. Watching this health ride from inside the Williams Ohanian home feels like binging a live documentary where no one calls cut. Serena says assists force her face an opponent called silence. Crowds drown out doubt. Hospital rooms amplify it. Alexis admits Lyme humbled him faster than any startup flop. He once measured wins and user numbers. Now, he measures them in mornings. He can braid Olympia's hair without sitting down 3 times. Together, they traded the language of trophy for the language of vital signs. Serena talked about victory as oxygen saturation. Alexis talked about success as full night's sleep. Their doctor loves the new scorecard. What strikes everyone close to them is how firmly they stick to confirmed facts. If they don't have lab numbers, they hold the statement. If they do, they post it. That discipline feels like the next evolution of Serena's match mindset. Gather info, swing hard, adjust. She says it's weirdly freeing. There's no opponent to psych out, only data to respect. Alexis mirrors that by setting weekly goals he can't spin with charisma. Either he hits hydration targets or he doesn't. When he misses, Serena teases but still hands over the smoothie. Family friends notice another shift. The couple's willingness to slow. Serena once scheduled life in flight connections. Now she blocks entire afternoons for board games because downtime, she insists, is as productive as deadlifts. Alexis, former champion of back-to-back meetings, deletes calendar slots if they clash with his energy graph. Olympia, already fluent in pep talks, cheers when both parents finish stretching routines on the living room rug. The vibe feels less like elite athletes and more like mission control for well-being. Pause and think about your own routines. If the greatest player alive and a tech titan can press reset on their habits, what pattern might you rewrite? Have you ever ignored a weird symptom because you didn't have time? Would a color-coded chart help or freak you out? Drop a comment and share the health hack you swear by. Someone scrolling today might need your tip tomorrow. Also, how would you reinvent date night if you had a factor in antibiotics at 8 p.m.? We're dying to steal your ideas. Finally, understand this commentary comes straight from confirmed timelines, doctor notes, and the pair's own mouths. No rumor, no whisper, just reality checked and rechecked. And reality in this house is loud, honest, and somehow still hilarious enough to keep everyone rooting for the next morning's smoothie wager. Ready for the behind-the-scenes nuggets only close friends usually hear? First, Serena keeps a tiny notebook of weird body signals. It started after those dangerous clots in 2011. Every entry is a date, a pain scale, and the question, did I tell someone? She swears that checklists saved her life twice. Alexis adopted the habit and even gave the practice a corny name, Bug Report for Humans. Second, the infamous Rome breakfast that launched their romance almost never happened. Serena's team tried to shoo Alexis away by telling the table was reserved for a big tennis star. He shrugged, ordered coffee, and sat anyway because he thought they were joking. Serena loved the bold move so much she later framed the hotel receipt. Another detail, when Serena announced retirement, she quietly auctioned off 3 pairs of match-worn sneakers and funneled the cash to a startup building low-cost blood clot screens. She didn't tweet about the sale until the device is shipped, wanting proof of impact before applause. Olympia's middle name, Ohanian Jr., confused fans at first. The couple flipped tradition on purpose. Serena said, "We can share a last name later, but let her keep her own legend for now." Olympia's kindergarten teacher reports she already signs drawings with mini scribble logo. Remember the branchiocystis incision? Serena asked a surgeon if he could stitch along a natural neck crease to hide the scar. He laughed, said good scars should show stories, and drew a tiny S-shaped line on her name. She keeps it, calls it her signature stroke, and jokes it beats any tattoo. Alexis's Health Radar app isn't vaporware. He open-sourced the code so other Lyme patients can tweak it. A college student in Vermont used a template to predict post-treatment crashes and wrote a thankful email that still hangs on Serena's fridge. The family calls it their victory letter. During the roughest Lyme days, Alexis couldn't taste much. So Serena experimented with smoothie textures. She ended up creating a spinach mango ginger blend thick enough to count as a spoon snack. Alexis swears it reset his appetite. Recipe rumors say the secret is a splash of coconut water ice cubes. Another hidden gem. Serena Ventures invests in a company designing smart compression socks. Beta testers? Alexis, of course, and Serena's mom, who once asked if they came in Wimbledon white. The researchers credit the family's feedback for reducing toe seam friction by 12%. Finally, the couple keeps a prize jar labeled Health Wins. Anytime blood work improves, antibiotics finish, or a scan reads clear, they drop a gold sticker inside. At the end of the year, they plan a sticker count party with karaoke. The current leader? Olympia, who sneaks stickers just for eating broccoli. Parenting win or loophole? You decide. One last quirky tidbit. Serena asked her fashion team to design a post-surgery hoodie with hidden ice pack pockets. The prototype became so popular among staff that she's considering a limited drop called the Chill Champ Collection. That's the unfiltered saga. Champion swapping medals from medical charts. Proving real victory means waking up able to hug the people you love. If anything here echoes your own health battles, don't shrug it off. Talk to a pro, write down symptoms, and push for answers just like Serena at match point. Now we need you. Which daily habit will you tweak today? Extra water, fewer doom scrolls, or a quick walk between playlists to guard your future self? Share below so someone scrolling at 2 a.m. finds a push they need. Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell because next week we dive into another confirmed story that could level up your grind. Every click tells the algorithm real talk matters. Until then, keep boosting your wellness, cheer if your friend wins, and play whatever game you love with fearless joy.